So I'm going to talk a little bit about the myths versus the facts and the science behind what we're doing. And the first myth is mental toughness is a born trait. And I think we get this a lot in athletics. And, you as a coach, you're saying, okay, well, I'm just going to recruit the mentally tough ones. But really, how many high school, middle school, whatever athletes are mentally tough? How many of them have really been challenged to the point that they're going to be challenged at the next level? Very few. And so it's really about whether those athletes can develop that mental toughness when they get to you, right? And so we know, looking at neurology and neuroscience right now, that mental readiness is really something that is learned. And looking at the brain, they used to think that the brain was a little more static. They thought the brain stopped developing at about 12 years old. And now they know that it's particularly malleable up until 25. But even for the rest of us that are over 25, we can train our brain to create new neural pathways. And that's really exciting for all of us, but especially for your athletes that you're like, God, they're not mentally tough. Is there any hope? Well, yes, there is. And neuroscience is showing us how. The second myth is the team that is better will win. And I think as an athlete, as a coach, and being around athletics, you kind of know that this isn't true because we've all had experiences where we were the better team and didn't do so well. But again, looking at the research behind it, it's really true. And, again, that iceberg, how many of your games are determined by everything that's under the surface? And I would bet that it's a lot. And so the research is showing us is that you look at, and in this study in particular, they looked at Olympic athletes, the elite of the elite. And they looked at physical readiness, like conditioning. They looked at skill or technique, and they looked at mental readiness. And mental readiness was the only determiner of success for these athletes. And I think that's really true for the elite athletes. It might not be true for a middle school team, when someone's just physically better than the younger players, they just grew faster or whatever. But you're talking about elite athletes, and the mental component is huge because everybody's doing the same stuff, right? Everybody has good athletes. Everybody has good skill. Everybody has good technique and tactics. It really comes down to the mental side of the sports, everything that's below the surface.